Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to thank you and I'd like to thank Chairman Smith for holding this hearing on this bipartisan bill I introduced with Representative Kinzinger. As you said, the American Manufacturing Competitiveness Act, H.R. 2447. I've been working for the last 4 years on this legislation that would put more Americans to work by creating an economic environment that would boost domestic manufacturing. In each of the past 2 Congresses, under both Democratic and Republican majorities, this bill has passed with overwhelming support. And I'm hopeful that we can now work together to not only pass a bill in the House, but finally get this common sense idea into law. At its core, this legislation is simply about bringing the private and public sectors together to develop a forward-looking set of recommendations for the tax, workforce, energy, trade, R&D, regulatory, and other policies that would best enable domestic manufacturers to compete globally and put more Americans to work. A vibrant manufacturing sector is critical for America's economic success and the success of the middle class. In 2011, manufacturing contributed $1.8 trillion to our nation's economy and accounted for 47% of all U.S. exports. Successful manufacturers provide the economy with huge job numbers. For example, Boeing employs 172,000 people, compared to Facebook, which employs about 4,900 people. These are jobs with wages and benefits that are 1/3 higher than in other sectors. Plus, manufacturing has an incredibly high multiplier effect. For every manufacturing job we create, we add 5 additional jobs. And as a source of nearly 2/3 of U.S. investment in research and development, manufacturing drives innovation. When we lose our capacity to manufacture, we lose much of our ability to create the breakthrough technologies and products of tomorrow. Simply put, made in America equals American jobs and a strong economy. And let us never forget that manufacturing is critical to defending America. We cannot afford to outsource our nation's defense. But while manufacturing remains vital to the American economy, since the 1970s, the number of manufacturing jobs has been shrinking, from 20 million in 1979 to fewer than 12 million today. The recent recession hit workers in manufacturing especially hard, and China is poised to overtake America as the world's leading manufacturer. The hemorrhaging of manufacturing jobs has contributed to the stagnation of middle-class wages. Since 2000, the inflation-adjusted median household income has fallen by about $4,800. But recently there have been some good signs, with American manufacturing showing signs of a comeback. Continued American leadership and innovation and a domestic energy boom could help spur a manufacturing renaissance. However, challenges do remain. Many other nations have national manufacturing strategies. It is not just countries like China, but also Japan, Germany, the United Kingdom, and many others have strategies to help their domestic manufacturers. Meanwhile, the U.S. has a multitude of overlapping federal agencies and policies that impact manufacturers without any coordination. Let me be clear. What this bill calls for is not an industrial policy or picking winners and losers. But the federal government already has countless departments, agencies, programs, and policies that affect manufacturing, from our tax code to our energy and environmental policies, to name just a few. Most importantly for this committee, our government also has policies and programs related to research and development, technology transfer, education, and workforce. However, we have no one examining the impact that government policies are having on manufacturing and how we can be more efficient and effective. This is why I have introduced this legislation. Through coordination of various government agencies that are most involved in manufacturing, and most importantly, coordination with private sector leaders, an evaluation would be conducted of our manufacturing sector's current state and what policies would create the best economic environment in which manufacturers would thrive. It is vitally important that this be a recurrent effort, wherein we can reassess the global and domestic economic environment, technology developments, and other events that will help the United States adapt its policies with the changing world. At the end of the day, this bill is about setting aside politics and implementing policies that will create an environment conducive to the flourishing of American manufacturing, which is vital for middle-class American jobs, and for national security. If we continue to muddle through without a coordinated plan, government will still be impacting manufacturing, but in an uncoordinated, often inefficient, sometimes wasteful manner that handcuffs American businesses. We should change this policy. I look forward to hearing from all of our witnesses about how we can best do this.